Let me show you a few different ways how you can tell if your Samsung Galaxy Watch 8 is real or fake. So yep, and firstly, there are a lot of fakes going around for these watches. So the Galaxy Watch 8 at the time filming is literally only like a week old since it was released, but I already see two listings where they have already pretty much copied the design of the Galaxy Watch 8 and are already trying to sell it and try to fool people essentially. So also when it comes to Ultras, so this obviously is a slightly older model over here. When it comes to different manufacturers, I think there are well over like 50 different manufacturers that have like imitated the Ultra watch and are again so simply trying to sell. For most part, again, if you simply check online, basically they are very clear basically that this is not like a real Samsung Galaxy Watch 8, but obviously if you purchase your watch from maybe marketplace or again maybe some local listing or again from one of the Chinese websites, then again there are obviously a lot of scammers that try to fool people. So again, in this video we'll simply cover a lot of things, basically how you can tell basically before you actually purchase this watch if it's real, and also after you actually purchase if that watch is real. So first maybe let's actually start with the box on these watches. So this obviously is a genuine Galaxy Watch 8, so that I purchased directly from Samsung. So yep, I actually purchased this myself. So this is actually what the box should look like. So it should say Samsung Galaxy Watch 8. Also, for a lot of these watches, basically, you might also see online that they simply try to sell them under basically maybe Watch 8 name, maybe Galaxy Watch 8 or something like that. But most of them, especially the sites like AliExpress and DHgate, so they actually won't list that it is Samsung. But again, if you are not careful, you can simply purchase like a box that looks like this and says Galaxy Watch 8, but it's actually not obviously a Samsung product. So again, you have to actually be careful because there are like tons of different like versions of these. So and this watch I have here probably is running the most popular operating systems that the fakes usually have. Okay, so anyway, also as you see, this is for example what this label on it looks like. So again, it should look something like this. So we have our serial number and stuff like that. Also on most cheap fake ones, also the box contents also won't be actually as on the original one. So you see we have this extra box over here where we have all our paperwork over here. So you see you have your Samsung warranty card. So again, this is what you should see inside the box. Maybe the higher end fakes would also include these, but yeah, we simply will have to like look at all things together basically to determine if your watch is like real or fake. And also this is what the charger essentially looks like. So it's a magnetic charger and this is what the back of it looks like. Inside the box it comes, so when you purchase basically with these paper wraps, I haven't actually still removed them. And yeah, basically, so these chargers, again, for most part, even the fake ones would look pretty much the same. So again, it's hard to tell from a charger if you actually get one of the better fake ones, I guess. And this is actually what the bottom of the packaging looks like. So again, on the cheap ones, again, your packaging actually won't be anywhere as good as this watch has. So and then let's cover the watches themselves. So on the cheap stuff, essentially, so again, this is actually the Ultra version. So, but I'm simply showing as again, you can basically like transfer these things over. For most part, they will be the same. So as you see, basically, so the build quality of the Galaxy Watch 8, in my opinion, is absolutely superb. So we get sapphire glass display, also nice aluminium body. So you see this is actually what it looks like, and also nice metal buttons over here. And this is what it should look like on the back. So let me zoom in. So we have our serial number over here. By the way, on a lot of these fake ones also, they might have a lot of writings that it has GPS, like water resistance, but yeah, make sure you also see obviously the Samsung logo. So you see it's made in Vietnam. And also basically the straps also on Samsung watch are really one of the best straps basically in the market, so they should feel like mega comfortable, basically also very pleasant to the touch, and have basically a soft touch feel. As you see inside we have these ridges here, and also a net like the size basically for the strap over here, and also the buckle also is very nice finished over here. So you see, basically, the strap definitely should look very, very premium. On the cheap ones, so yeah, the strap, maybe you can't tell that well in the video, but again, the overall quality of the strap is absolutely terrible. So also these buckles often are very cheap feeling, essentially. So you can literally, even without turning on the watch, you can definitely tell from the strap alone, usually on these watches. So again, the straps are usually very, very cheap and very nasty looking, essentially. So yeah, I can't figure out why they couldn't even like get decent straps on the fake ones. Also, you see this is actually what the strap mechanism actually looks like on the Galaxy Watch 8. Also on, like, I would say maybe like 80% of the fake ones, again, the strap won't be actually like this. So again, this is what the mechanism actually looks like. Okay, and it should click very nicely inside. So for example, on this one, so again, this is actually some kind of cheap garbage. You see, it doesn't even have such mechanism, so it simply like literally slides inside like this. So you see, so if you see something like this, then you know obviously it's complete fake. Yep, you see this, for example, what it on the back looks like. So it appears it has sensors, all the writings here. But again, obviously there are like tons of different versions. So again, we simply have to look at all things together. And the next that giveaway, basically, when it comes to fake ones, is obviously the operating system. So on this original Samsung one, as you see, operating system is insanely nice. We get the full Wear OS system, where we can launch the Play Store. We can, for example, install like WhatsApp, Spotify, Google Maps. We can also pay with this watch. It has NFC, also GPS. So you see, we can pretty much do anything with this watch. So again, it's mega advanced. Also the operating system, so let me show you what it actually looks like. So this is what it should look like. On some fakes, I actually see that they're actually trying to replicate basically this quick launch menu. So if you, probably this isn't a good indication, because on the top fake ones I see they are trying to replicate this one, so do not look at that maybe. But also we can check out the tile system on the fake ones. Again, no fake probably will actually get these. So you see how insanely nice the system actually looks like. So yeah, it's very smooth also, and we have different pages for these here. Okay, let's see. So yeah, the system, yeah, so again, if you simply look at the system, maybe you can look at some like review images of where some people try to show basically what the system looks like. So if it doesn't look like this, then you instantly know that it's a fake and you shouldn't waste time with that one. So let me show you what, for example, the system on this one looks like. So again, this is actually one of the top fake operating systems that this watch usually run. So if I swipe like this is actually what it looks like. By the way, we even have scroll wheel on this one. You see, we have a lot of functions over here. You see, it says heart rate, blood pressure, blood oxygen. But the thing is, however, all these sensors are completely fake on this watch. It even says it has got WhatsApp, but again, it doesn't have WhatsApp. It simply can receive notifications from WhatsApp. Also, it doesn't have Facebook. Again, simply notifications from Facebook. Also, as you see, this blood sugar, it says it can measure blood sugar, which again is complete lies. It can't do that. So basically what they simply do is they simply put on, most of these fakes put on like fake LED lights basically over here that simply blink. So you see, if I try to measure my blood sugar levels, okay, start measuring, see I'm not actually wearing, it's still like blinking. So let me actually put on the table, you'll see the end result actually. By the way, as you see, okay, so it pulled up my blood sugar levels, but I wasn't even like wearing. So again, all these are simply animations that try to fool that this is actually working. Also, some of the better fake ones actually has got proximity sensors. So if you try to basically fool it, basically try to measure this stuff of like clean air, so again they will scream that you need to wear the watch and give you like illustrations that it's real. But again, maybe you can literally take potato, basically put it on the sensor, so again that will fool the proximity sensor, and again even the fake ones will also like give you these values. Also the like heart rate, for example, let's see if I click measure, so let's put it on the box, essentially. See, so it will measure the heart rate of the box essentially. Okay, as you see, yep, like perfect. And check this. Also, if I measure it second time, it will actually display another believable value. So again, these values are actually very believable. So if you aren't basically aware about this stuff and simply wear your watch and check this stuff, you see it appears it works, right? So, and same for blood pressure even. So literally it says it can measure blood pressure, but again, this is a complete joke. So this is not real. Do not believe really this stuff. By the way, the actual Galaxy Watch can indeed measure blood pressure. As you see, we have our blood pressure. Let's measure it again. You'll see it's different value, but you see, obviously I'm not wearing the watch, so it's, yeah, they're simply like believable animations on these watches here. So you see, actually higher blood pressure, but again, still perfect. So again, for most part, these values will be absolutely perfect. So, but again, so if you are not aware of this and simply like put on your watch and try to measure, you might assume that it's real. So again, yeah, you have to be actually very careful about this stuff. As again, the sensors, yeah, like on all of them are completely fake and they're simply lights. Some again have proximity sensor to try to fool you further, but yeah, you know what's up. Also, when it comes to a step counter, even step counters on pretty much all of them are completely useless. So you see, basically it will count basically some random steps, so just on its own. So it simply like keeps filling up basically as you maybe like move slightly the watch. So it has maybe some kind of motion sensor inside. Maybe on the better fake ones, the step counter would be like tiny bit better, but again, for most part, all health features on this are completely useless. And let's check some more. So you see, if I swipe like this, I can get access to more things. So you see different tiles, but just obviously different design. Also settings. Also, you see all these fonts also look absolutely terrible on this. So I can definitely tell that this is a cheap Chinese product, essentially. So if I swipe down, I can get access to my notifications here. So again, these kind of tiles over here. Also, if I swipe like this, these kind of tiles. As you see, it might appear that this watch is kind of advanced, but again, for most part, all these features are completely useless. Also, sports tracking, again, it's completely useless. Really, all it does really is like simply counting up the time. So again, it obviously doesn't have GPS. Also, heart rate sensor obviously is completely fake. Step count, again, completely useless. So whereas like workout system, obviously on this is, yeah, obviously like very decent workout system over here. We have obviously very good, nice GPS, also very good heart rate sensors on this watch. So this is what the workout system looks like. If I swipe like this, I can pause and resume. Also can control my music. Have different pages here. So you can see how just insanely nice actually the operating system on this one looks like. Whereas on this one, yeah, it simply looks like some kind of cheap Chinese garbage. And then finally, also the last thing you can do basically on the better fakes, if some basically have managed to basically make the software actually look much nicer looking, you can simply connect this watch to Samsung Galaxy wearable app. So if you are able to connect basically this watch to this Samsung Galaxy Wear app, that obviously ultimately means that this watch is real. So again, none of the fake ones will be actually able to pass the security basically and to be, yeah, basically. So again, none of the fake ones are actually able to use actual Samsung like software, both the Wear OS and also the Health app. Also, none of them will actually be able to use it. Some apps actually for the fake ones might look similar. So again, but this is actually what the Samsung one looks like. So you see we have all these features over here. And again, it's absolutely loaded. So we obviously have real ACG, also like real like vascular load. So, and the overall system obviously is very nice, and the app also is very nice. Whereas on this one, obviously you can definitely instantly tell that this is like several like years back basically. And overall, maybe are the fake ones actually worth it if you can get them for good price? So I guess it really depends what you're actually going to use this watch for, what you actually need out of the watch, and also how much you are actually paying for the watch. So if you are a simple like casual user who simply needs basically a way to tell time basically, also maybe receive some notifications. So what else we can do on this watch? So we can again receive notifications. Also it has got a speaker and microphone, so we can kind of pick up calls. The quality isn't very good obviously, but still, yeah, it has that feature. We can maybe check our weather, that works, calculator works, alarm, stopwatch, timer obviously works. We can also remotely take a picture with this watch. We even have some kind of game here. Yep, even some kind of game here basically on this watch. So let's see. Okay, how do we exit? Yep. Also we have a torch basically on this watch, calendar. So these features are not real. So again, they're simply like notifications that you receive from those apps. So, and yeah, that's about it. So if you simply need a watch for those basic features, just to tell your time, date and stuff like that, and if it costs like maybe like below $10, and sure, why not, if you are okay basically wearing such watch. But if you again are actually interested in all the health features this watch can do, and also need very nice decent quality and also nice build quality, then again there isn't really even question. No fake in the market can actually deliver. Again, the sensors on even if you spend more, so even if you purchase directly from those sellers, even if you purchase some that costs like maybe $40 or $50, you definitely will get actually better build quality on those. But again, the sensors, again, they're completely useless and unusable. So again, maybe you also get tiny bit smoother operating system on those, but really, so I think you are just wasting your money if you actually are ready to pay that more. What I would do is I would simply purchase like older used Samsung Galaxy Watch 4. For example, over here I have Samsung Galaxy Watch 4, which I purchased I think like a year ago for literally like 20 euros over here. And for most part it really has like most of the features that the Samsung Galaxy Watch 8 has. So again, literally you can pick up these in used market for literally like maybe like $20 in there, obviously like quite old now. So $20 on this one versus $10 on this one. I think really it's no question. You're completely even wasting your $10 with this watch, because it's real. It's like a kid's watch essentially. So build quality is absolutely terrible. All the sensors are terrible. Battery life also is very terrible. This usually maybe lasts like a day. So not that the battery life on the Galaxy Watch are great. So again, they're maybe like 1 or 2 days, but again, still the battery life also isn't very good on this one. So if you are spending like $10 on this one, so, and if you can get this one, for example, for $20, then again, there is no questions. So do not waste your money basically on this one, because on this one, as again, you can get pretty much most of the features. We have like all the sports tracking. So when it comes to GPS and heart rate sensors, obviously they aren't as advanced as on this one. They're slightly worse, but still for casual user, they are obviously still fine, and they are maybe like literally 1,000 times better than anything you get on this watch. So yeah, also we can obviously measure this body composition on these watches. We have energy score, like SpO2, oxygen is decent, sleep tracking is okay. So on those, sleep tracking again completely useless really. So cycle tracking, stress tracking. Also again we can measure like this ACG and blood pressure with this one. So again I literally paid like 20 euros for this thing, and can do pretty much like most things this can. Also we have the same Wear OS system. We can access Play Store, browser, Gmail, like Spotify, WhatsApp. So again, for most part it really does almost the same stuff, just in more dated body, worse battery life, tiny bit worse sensors, and yeah. So but again, so it literally you can pick up these for literally like $20. So again, I think this is way better choice if you are considering one of these. And overall, if someone is actually trying to fool you with one of these watches, then obviously you know you really shouldn't actually purchase this watch, especially at the price that usually these scammers actually try to sell these for. So I know for a fact that basically that locally basically some people actually try to sell these literally for like $200 essentially, and again they can be purchased for literally maybe like so the better case versions maybe for literally like $20 essentially. So they're actually making like huge profit, basically scamming people with this stuff. So again, be very careful. So if they're also saying that it's maybe like 1-to-1 and it's very good, so the best quality in the market, do not believe the stuff, because I have also basically even checked out the best you could get, but again, the like quality is absolute garbage. So build quality absolute terrible, and also the sensors again on all of them is really complete fake. So again, it's not really usable. So again, if you are actually looking to get one of these watches and you have a low budget, obviously, so you know what to do. So simply go in the used market and pick up a genuine older Galaxy watch for the same price. So again, like genuine older Galaxy watch versus brand new, like supposedly decent fake one. Again, there isn't even competition. I guess simply don't be a sucker. For most part, these are completely unusable in my opinion. Anyway, good luck.